What's up, guys? Welcome back here to my YouTube channel, and today is gonna be a fun video I want to share with you guys. Yesterday I went to the eye doctor, right? And it's right by my grandma's house. So I went there, and my grandma and my grandfather passed away already, but my two uncles still live at the house, and I still call my grandma's house. It'll always be her and my grandfather's house to me, you know. And yeah, so I went there. I recorded a few some clips of the outside and the inside to show you guys. I want to show you guys my home that I grew up in, because with my parents, we lived in 3 houses. Okay, the first one we lived in Ontario. I grew up in. I was born there, and then my parents, when they get divorced, so I moved into my grandma's house for a little bit. Me, my mom, and my brother. That never ended up happening. Then my mom had my sister, so then we ended up moving to Chino. And finally, what sucked, they got divorced, and then me and my mom, my sister, ended up living with my grandma again for 2 years, which was pretty cool. And then we ended up moving to this house, our third house. So hopefully this is the last one, please. 4 houses in total, because my dad's house, I go, saying, so 4. So yeah, but this is the house. My grandma's house is the house that's always been there since day one. That's why I consider, the home I grew up in, because the house is still there. I think it's cool when you have a house that's, you grew up in, you still have it still there. Not, this house, I grew up in that house, But anyway, yeah. So I'm going to show you some clips at the end. I want to show you some videotapes that I copped over there. So it's pretty cool. So let's check out the tour of the house. This is inside my grandma's house, the front door. And right there, that's where her red rocking chair used to be. She'd always sit there and watch her programs with my grandfather. On the TV, they'd watch, Family Feud, Young and the Restless, Judge Judy, People's Court, Dr. Phil. And then over here, that's my grandmother right there. In the back, more pictures of her and my grandfather. Pretty cool. Great memories in this house. That house is pretty cool. And also I grew up in. I remember to eat that dining table. I used to sit there every day after school. Come in, say hi to grandma. Well, grandma picked me up, obviously, but my grandma said hi to grandma. The best part of my day. That would have been, something that made me happy every day. If you watch the Donnellys, you know what I'm talking about. But I remember going in the kitchen, getting in my bowl. When I was younger, it was a pink bowl. Over time, it was always plastic bowl. I got a bowl, got some cereal, milk. Always had cereal. I came home from school all the time. And I remember in the cabinet, the far cabinet, you open it up, nothing but, grandma always had nothing but cereal. You can select all kinds of cereal. Pretty cool, And I remember in the stove, she had an old, so if I find a picture, I'll show you, but it was an old stove that my grandmother had. It was one, like, you had the stove, then you had a thing right here that was pretty big. Another, I don't know what it was, another microwave or stove or something like that on top. Then you had a little drawer like this, small drawer like that, and you just pull it out. And then there she always had cookies, and then in the oven she always had Twinkies, and she had those, those assorted donuts, the ones like the powdered donut, the plain donut, and then the cinnamon donut. All that's pretty cool. I always remember that in my grandma's house. I love that house, man. I hope it always stays in the family. Shoot. It's going to be great, but also one day, the house may be mine. Well, when I get older, okay? It's going to be a couple of decades from now, maybe a decade or two, but when it happens, I'm going to fix it up the way my grandmother had it. Then I'll do another video and show you this is how it looked when I was growing up, so. This is the backyard, guys. I've never seen a backyard this big in my life. It is insane. I loved it. And look at that's the lemon tree. And right there used to be a giant red windmill with a bunch of little, glass, animals and stuff around it. And that's where me and grandma always sat when we had our sandwiches and our Fritos. And then above that refrigerator used to be a small television set. Or say my aunt would always, use the treadmill and she can watch TV on there, which is pretty cool. And then that's where we play basketball. I would always, do like free throws, see if I can get like 10. And that's they're always, all those trash cans are for recyclables. And then right over to your left used to be a tree with a bunch of purple flowers that would grow during the summertime. That sign, you can probably see it, but it says the Estradas, which is pretty cool. And then see that red shed? My grandfather built that and this red structure right here. Everything in the backyard, he built it himself years ago, decades ago. And all those tools, everything he ever accumulated from working at Kraft and the American Can Company is right there, man. He was a mechanic. He was a good one too. He built when they moved in there in '70. Man, there was nothing back there except dirt and trees. And that's my Uncle Louie's small train table. And he had a big one, but then he wasn't using it. So he told my uncle, you can take it down. So it's pretty cool. Hope you guys enjoy that. I'll show you the videos I copped. I ended up copying some good videos. I remember that they had, how I wanted to get these videos was because I don't know. I remember watching, I don't know if you guys have ever seen, I've seen, you know, the Pinocchio, right? I'm getting it. Pinocchio, I have it. And I remember growing up watching that, but also remember, I don't know if you guys ever remember the other Pinocchio called The Emperor of the Night. Right? That was a crazy one. It was a different one. Remember, it had Geppetto and it had I forget the girl's name with the pink dress and all that. And then he ended up turning Pinocchio back into a puppet, you know? And then it's pretty cool. It was pretty crazy. And I remember that. I remember also I watched as a kid. And I remember, I don't know if you guys ever seen this. Comment down below if you've seen this cartoon. The Fleischer the Folios. It's called Fabulous Folios Volume 2. My grandmother had that one. And I remember also, because in the den, riding chair at the den, you can, it's not there no more. It's someone else's room. But in the den, you used to go sit on the couch. They had a TV, Nintendo 64. Remember that one? And they had the PlayStation 1 in there. And they used to have, it used to work, the VHS player, right? So I used to watch my movies in there, right? And I always watched the Folios one, remember? And also, remember watching the Betty Boop. But my grandfather, he had in there a big old case thing, I don't know what you call it, where it'd be a lot of these tapes. But a lot of them were like where he would watch them on TV and record them. So that'd be pretty cool. So it'd be like the little ones he recorded. So a whole bunch of those, man. And I have in the living room, right next to the console player, they had the little drawers, that little cabinet that open up like this, and that's when it had a lot of movies in there too. That's why I wanted to get it so bad. So I asked my uncle a month ago. Can I have them? He's like, sure. But I don't know how to get over there. I hardly go over there anymore. So it's like, what am I gonna do? Maybe I can have him, do the thing where I ship it and all that and mail it back to me, right? But luckily I was able to go yesterday, so I copped it. I got this one right here, the Fabulous Fleischer Folios. Look at that. That's great. Remember, small fry, my. Remember small fry? Smoking the cigar. And then this one I was talking about, I want to get this one. My grandfather recorded Betty Boop. Man, I remember this one, man. I always put it in there. I remember that one. I watched this today. And then I only wanted these two. But I forgot about the third one. I totally forgot about this one. I used to watch the Channel 11 cartoon. I forget what cartoons were on there, but I used to watch this too. So let me know if you want to see me. I can do a reaction video, me reacting to these videos. I haven't watched these in years. I haven't watched these, I would say, in approximately over 10 years because, and the reason why behind that, because after a while, the VHS player stopped working. They never got it fixed. They never got a new one, so I never watched it. You couldn't watch videos there anymore. So it's been a very long time since I watched these videos. I can actually do a review or do a reaction video of me watching these again. So let me know if you want to see that, guys, down below. Comment down below if you want to see, maybe some stories of me growing up in the house. I don't know. Or anything like that. And also comment down below. Comment down below if you actually have, your grandmother had it, or maybe you have the Fabulous Fleischer Folios, whether it be Volume 1, Volume 2. And also let me know comment down below if you're one of your family members, whether it be your mom, your dad, your grandma, grandpa, ever ever like recorded movies onto blank VHS tapes, you know. Think about it. It's cheaper than going out and buying the movies, right? You can get a whole pack of these for a couple dollars back in the day, and you record all kinds of movies, all kinds of great movies on here. So that was it, guys. My childhood home, the home I grew up in. It was amazing, and I do hope you guys have an amazing day. And I will see you guys next time right here on my YouTube channel. Don't forget to drop a like if you like, subscribe if you are new. And my advice for today is to make sure to make before you leave. Trust me, especially if you work. If you make before you leave, because sometimes it happens to me once. Where I'm good, I feel like I'm good. Go to work, start working, I feel, oh man, I gotta make. So then, you know, and then that's why you just take my advice, guys. Stay legendary. You guys are all soul stars, and I'll see you guys in the next video. That's my grandma's record player console with all the family photos on top, which is pretty cool. And inside, you can store the records, you can play the records, or you can even listen to the radio with the old school dial tone. And my grandmother stored all the records, a lot of those records I have, which is pretty cool. And that's where my grandma always sat on that red rocking chair. And in the corner, you see the picture of my grandma and grandpa with their kids from their 50th wedding anniversary, 2005. Wow. And see this old school clock? They've had that since the 50s, man. It still works. They don't make things like they used to. And you can even find that exact same clock on eBay, brand new. It looks pretty cool. It's just leaves. And that's the kitchen. I always sat there every day after school on that table. I had a bowl of cereal, man. Great memories of that. And like I was telling you guys about, see, that's where my grandfather had all his cassettes on top, and the bottom, all the VHS tapes that he recorded from the TV, all the movies, which is pretty cool, cheaper than buying them at the store. And that's how I would play my video games after school, man. The Nintendo 64, the PlayStation, see that VHS? That's how I would watch all my VHS tapes Grandma had. And see that girl right there with the cookies? My mom made that for her, which is pretty cool. And then you got a little old school bread box with Aunt Jemima. I think that's Uncle Ben or the guy from the Cream of Wheat, I'm not sure. And that's a portrait that they took back in the day. All the kids and their husbands and wives and some of the grandkids. They gave it to my grandparents for a Christmas present. And then that's where my grandma kept all the little knickknacks in that glass case. Pretty cool. I bought her some stuff from there too.